welcome back. In this video I'm going to show you how to make this cute Scarecrow Autumn Blessings wreath using mostly items from the Dollar Tree and this little Scarecrow sign from Dollar General. So stay tuned and I'll show you how to make it. Okay, let's get started with this. So first off, I have one of these cute little metal Scarecrow signs that I got from Dollar General. It's $3.50. Now the rest of this is from Dollar Tree. I have one of the Dollar Tree 14-inch wire wreath forms. I have a roll of this chevron type ribbon, and actually I just saw this when I opened it up. The ribbon is on the spool backwards. That's pretty funny. But I have one spool of that. I have a spool of this orange glittery ribbon from Dollar Tree. Their Halloween craft supplies there. 3 rolls of their brown mesh. 3 rolls of the golden type yellow mesh. I have 8 Dollar Tree sunflowers. I have a handful of pipe cleaners. I have a hot glue gun, my high temp and my low temp, and glue sticks. And just to jazz it up a little bit, I have a pack of this fall type foam scatter. I also have a pair of scissors and a little measuring tape. I'm going to set this frame off to the side just for a minute. Okay, now I'm going to be doing my blossom method on this wreath. I think that will look best. And to start off, I'm going to cut, let's see, what do I want to start with? I want to start with the gold. I'm going to cut 2 pieces of the gold mesh. Each piece is 30 inches long. You'll be using both pieces for the blossom. And then I'm going to cut 2 pieces of the orange ribbon and 2 pieces of the chevron ribbon. And I measure that against one of the rolls of my mesh 1.5 times. Now these rolls are 6 inches long, and by measuring 1.5 times, you get a piece of ribbon that's 9 inches long. I'm just going to dovetail the ends there, cut a little V into them, like that. I like scarecrows. I don't know if Scarecrow was my favorite one in The Wizard of Oz. I like his song, If I Only Had a Brain, when he told Dorothy that some people without brains do an awful lot of talking. I thought that was awesome, because I think I personally know the majority of the people that he was referencing. So, I liked him. Okay, 1.5 lengths with this ribbon here. Let's turn it around. Ah, it's curved. Okay. I'm going to do the same thing here. Just cut a V into the end. Now each blossom that I'm going to have ribbon on, of course, uses 2 pieces of mesh and 2 pieces of ribbon for each one. 2 pieces of the same color of ribbon. Excuse me. So technically it's 4 pieces in total. 2 of each color or print in this instance. Okay, so now we've got that. And I'm going to get a pipe cleaner. With my rolled method, I use half of a pipe cleaner. For the blossoms, I use a whole one because it's sandwiching a bunch of mesh and ribbon together. So I just took my pipe cleaner and folded it into a V. Now, like I said, I'm going to start with the gold color. I'm just going to lay it out with the short cut end toward me and put my thumbs right here in the center, and then use the rest of my fingers to gather that mesh up. Like this. And then you have a blob that looks like this. And I'm just going to pinch it between my 2 fingers. And then I'm going to take 1 piece of the chevron and 1 piece of the orange glitter ribbon and layer them together just like that. Now take the pretty side, the side that you want facing outward, facing your fingertips, and just sandwich them just like that. Now take your pipe cleaner and just wrap it around them. Try to get it centered, and then give it a good twist in the back like that. Now this is 1/2 of our blossom. I'm going to go ahead and straighten my ribbon out here. You can wait and do that when you fasten them together. You can wait and do that when you stick them on your wreath. It doesn't really matter. I'm just going to do it this way for the purpose of the video so that you can see what it looks like. Lay down. Okay. Now I'm going to get my other piece of mesh, and it's tangled up in some of this spider webbing over here that I was using in another video. And I'm going to do the same thing with this piece. Just putting my fingers in the middle, my thumbs in the middle, and using my fingers just to gather the mesh up just like this. Make sure that stays somewhat straight. Hold it together like that, and then do the exact same thing with the ribbon. Just hold it like this. Now we're going to take our other piece. Get your pipe cleaners going the same way as your mesh, and then we're going to take this one. We're just going to lay it down on top of it crossways like that. Now tighten up your pipe cleaners. And there is the majority of our blossom right there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put a flower in the center of it, and that will finish it off. So I'm going to set that to the side, and let's get one of these flowers. I think I want to keep the leaves with it. And I always pop the plastic off of the leaves. And then this little piece of plastic here where it was attached to the stem, I cut that off. Now I'm going to use my high temp glue gun to attach the flower. Just going to put a blob there, and then I'm going to take the leaves and just press them down like that. And I'm just going to put another little blob in the center of that and put the flower right there. Okay, and there is our blossom. Now I'm going to set that off to the side here to let that glue set up. Put it right over here. And now you're going to alternate blossoms like that with the brown blossoms. And with the brown ones, I'm not going to put a flower or any ribbon on it, because I've tried that before and it's just a little too much. So I'm going to get another pipe cleaner here. I'm going to do the exact same thing. Just fold that into a V. Whoopsie. And this brown mesh seems a little bit flimsier than the last batch I got. So I'm just going to do the exact same thing as I did with the gold. Have y'all noticed that lately? It's like a lot of the, not the regular mesh from the Dollar Tree, but like the holiday type mesh. I guess you can see like the special colors that they come out with around the holidays. I've noticed that seems to be a little bit thinner than their regular stuff. I mean, this roll of brown here, it's really thin. It doesn't feel at all like the gold. Yes, I know I need a bigger craft table, but I've got my Cricut and a bunch of other stuff sitting on it. Okay, I'm just going to lay that crossways onto the brown just like that. Tighten it down. And let me get my wreath form here. And cutting the tag off would be lovely, so let's go ahead and do that. We'll just throw that on the floor and pick it up later. Now we're going to be attaching these to the wreath using just these two center rings here. So one half of your pipe cleaner goes here. The other half will go right there. Okay, now we're going to flip it over and give it a really, really good twist in the back. And I always do this at the end of my video, off camera, because I know that part is boring. But I just trim the pipe cleaners down like that. And then just take the cut in and smash them together a little bit like that. Okay, so like I said, we're going to alternate brown, yellow, brown, yellow. And I think the glue is set up on this. Watch me pull the flower off. It's still not set up quite yet, but I'm going to try to put this on here without ripping it off. Okay, now let's flip it over like this so you can see the back. There we go. Now I'm going to scoot this over, and I like the ones with the ribbon and the flowers to kind of overlap the plain ones by just a little bit. And yeah, it's looking bad right now, and everything's going to kind of flop around and not want to sit correctly. But once you get more and more of the blossoms on, they're going to kind of hold each other up, and it's going to look a lot better, believe me. So I'm going to go ahead and fill up this wreath, just alternating, like I said earlier. And you're pretty much going to have 8 blossoms without flowers, 8 blossoms with the flowers. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll come back and I'll show you how I'm going to attach this metal sign. Okay, so I have the majority of my wreath done. And like I said earlier, I have 8 clusters with the flowers and the ribbon, 8 clusters without, and I believe I said earlier that you're going to need 1 roll of this wired chevron ribbon, and I actually used about 1.5. That might not even be a whole half of a roll that I used, but I had to use a little bit off of another spool. Sometimes with the Dollar Tree items, you can get a little bit more or a little bit less than what is stated on the roll. I have noticed that. But now that I have this done, I'm going to set it off to the side, and we're going to attach this metal sign. And actually, I have my wire cutters over here, and I'm going to try to just cut this loop off like that. Bend it out of the way, and then snip that little piece. There we go. Let me see if I can just snip that little piece off right there just to make it a little bit more flush. There we go. That looks okay. And on this sign, there are all of these like little metal clips that's holding all of the little pieces on the front. And the way I'm going to attach this sign is I've got a pipe cleaner here, and I just ran it around these little metal clips and then twisted it. And then I'm going to use that to attach it to the wire frame, because this is really, really slick metal on the back. And yeah, hot glue is not going to work in this instance. So let me get my wreath up here and let me push my chair back. Alrighty. So the way that we're going to do this is I'm just going to get it kind of where I want it. And then like I attach all of my other signs, I'm going to take the pipe cleaner and I'm just going to run it down in between the clusters of mesh and attach it to the wreath form. Well, I said I was, and now I just let the pipe cleaner go. Dadgummit. Okay. And this thing is making a little tappy noise, and it's about to drive me crazy. I'm just going to barely tighten the ends like that. And then once I get the sign on and I get it into place and get it, you know, exactly where I want it. Oh, okay, that's got to stop. I'll go back and I'll really tighten it down. And then I'm going to take, oh my goodness. I'm going to try to do this with putting my hand on this flower so it will stop tapping. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry if it's driving y'all crazy. It's driving me crazy. And actually, to stop that noise, I'm not going to fasten this sign down completely while I'm on video. I will do it once I get off of here. Okay, so here's what we have so far, and let me bend this pipe cleaner down just to get it out of the way, just so that y'all can see kind of what that looks like. Now with the table scatter, I have fired up my low temp glue gun, and I'm using a low temp gun on these because with these little styrofoam pieces, my high temp one will eat a hole straight through it. So I'm using my low temp one, and I'm just going to take a few of these. Just a few of these cute little leaves, just to give it a little bit of color and a little bit more bling, I guess you can say. And I'm just going to glue a few of them just here and there. There's a lot of pumpkins in here. I think the last pack of this stuff I had was mostly leaves with just a few pumpkins. This looks like a whole lot of pumpkins in this one. And I really want to utilize these red ones because I already have a lot of gold and yellow in this wreath. So I'm just going to stick them just here and there, just glue them directly to the mesh, just like that. I'll use a few of the gold ones, I think, just to give it some sort of a contrast, but mostly I'm going to be using the red ones. Let's see, I'm going to stick this gold one right here. But basically, this wreath is done. I'm just going to finish gluing on some of these leaves, and I'll tighten down this sign so that this darn flower doesn't tappy and cause me to have an anxiety attack. And that is it. So if you would, please give this video a thumbs up, click subscribe, check me out on other forms of social media. I'll put the links to all of those in the description box down below, and I hope to see y'all next time.